children. Let's try it now.
Too many things
I
plugged in.
think this could work. Da, da, da,
Is that better?
There we go.
Aha! Sorry about that. We had a little trouble with our sound this morning, but here we are, less than a week from the election. We started 100
Okay.
days. It started a countdown 100 days ago. Just 100 days ago, and now we're less than a week away, praying that most people have found a voting place. If you are in St. Louis County, there's an app that tells you how long the wait is.
Yeah, that was really helpful.
Really helped us find a place to be able to vote quickly, and brought with us a cheat sheet that really helped it go even faster. People were so kind, right?
Yeah, there's a good feeling around polling places whenever you go,
Yeah, people are proud of the work they're doing, and
a feeling of optimism that you can make a difference. Vote.
Every vote.
Everything else, the limitations are obvious. We all feel the squeeze. We all feel the manipulation of the system and all that kind of stuff that leaves us out, the individual. But when you vote, the individual returns. The power is in our hands, and it's the last really bastion of defense, and to go on offense with defense. Vote.
Yeah. Vote. So important.
I felt better once I voted.
Yeah, I know. There was something about
everybody in the room. You could feel
everybody
it.
was happy, and who knows who people were voting for. I'm sure there were a lot of differences, but everyone participating in this system, where people count, for the most part. So we're hoping it makes a difference, and that the election reflects the will of the people.
Yeah, and the morning after the election, will you come online? I don't know. We didn't talk about that.
I think we will.
We probably
I think
will.
we'll
Yeah,
need to.
we
I
need to
think we'll
do.
need to.
We need to do a little wrap up
For sure we will.
for a while.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We might do a little vigil that night too.
I mean, yeah, we cited the election as our goal, when we started this thing, but
But there's been so many wonderful lessons from Jimmy's book, Vigil. Of course, we had to get through the first anniversary of October 7th, and Vigil was written the 100 days after October 7th. So lots of kadishes. And, death is a part of living, and people continue to go from this world to the next.
well, yeah, I could have called my book Blessings and Cottages.
Yeah, right. A lot of cottages. And, the notion of democracy and peaceful transition of power, and just being able to do this in a peaceful way, in a civil way, is a challenge for us.
Yeah.
It's a challenge for us in this election. And it's going to take a lot of us to hold, to hold to that vision of really being able to do this right. And and hope that the good wins.
We haven't had such challenges to the system in my lifetime. In my conscious lifetime, was not aware of it.
Yeah.
So it's serious. It's serious.
It is serious.
We often cite Lusato in this series. We cite my book. My book is based on a lot of sources from Kabbalistic sources, which I find to be really expressive and important in the deep wisdom of our tradition. I've learned.
And practical, very practical. We had a professor.
It's not out in the zone.
No, who's this notion of
it's not magic.
Of Kabbalah, the mystical tradition, being very practical. I think is very real.
I even looked into I even used the diagram of the sphero, the energies. Were taught in one of the early books of Jewish mysticism, 32 Hidden Paths of Wisdom. I'm thinking all the paths are hidden, not because the wisdom is so arcane, but the paths are hidden because people access them for the wrong reasons and in the wrong popular versions. The 32 Hidden Paths of Wisdom, which are the 22 letters of the alphabet, so creativity and language. Creativity through language. When you have language, you have everything. And the 10 elementals, I call them, the 10 sphirot. So I even looked at the sphirot as, what am I looking at? What am I looking at? And I wrote pieces based on the sphirot.
Sphirot, the emanations, the attributes of God, of godliness.
This one's called The Book Blesses Us. I stared into the picture of the 10 sphirot, the 10 energies, the flow, until I popped into the diagram. I walked around avenues of connection, and only then did I realize all paths pass through Tiferet, through beauty. Because in the diagrams, the avenues of connection are delineated clearly as the energies themselves, the avenues of connection. Only then did I realize all paths pass through Tiferet, beauty. At the center, beauty. I know now, begin at the center. I popped out of the diagram as we were finishing the prayers, just in time to speak a prayer of healing. The healing of the spirit, and the healing of the body. Prayer words of adjustment. For all the brokenness, inner and outer, I experience every day of my life.
Right. So it's so interesting that you would pull that up right now. Just this morning, I was thinking about the notion of Tiferet as the spigot, you know?
Spigot.
Right? You got to go through Tiferet, right? To come through Shekhinah, which is kind of how we get the godliness into the world. But everything goes through beauty. Everything goes through
To
Tiferet,
beauty,
right?
and then into Malchut,
Right. And Malchut,
into the
Shekhinah,
world.
into the world. So something about St. Louis.
There's a interface somewhere. Somewhere they meet.
Do you remember the story of how when we were in India, when I was in India the first time without you, we met this Swami in this very, very rural, out of the way place, Swami BJ, his name was. And Swami BJ asked us where we were from, and we said St. Louis. And he said, he was asking Sarika and me. And we said St. Louis. He says, St. Louis, the confluence of the Missouri and the Mississippi rivers. He says, they're stuck. They're stuck there. Go back and make them unstuck. So sometimes, there's something getting in the way of that passageway, of that need for us to flow, for goodness, for beauty, for the attributes of godliness to flow into the world. What yesterday suggested that Lusato was telling us about barriers. What are the barriers? What are the things keeping us stuck?
One of the interesting things about his book is that he identifies these principles, but he also identifies the obstacles.
Yeah.
He's clear
right.
about what are the obstacles.
Right. And then what I was going to say about his teaching today, again, I've gone back to watchfulness. Gone back to the first step. I just feel like we're still there in many ways on our path to being pious, good, holy people. He talks also after barriers about consequences. In other words, the terrible things that we're experiencing are not punishment. And the good things are not rewards, right? It's not reward and it's not punishment. It's consequences. So we need to really look clearly at our
implications,
actions.
consequences and implications.
Right. Consequences.
Yeah.
So
what you say means something, what you do means something.
yes. And has a consequence. As a consequence, it
Implications.
can either gum up the works and keep things more stuck and add to the stuckness, the things getting in the way, or it can help free us so that we can enter into the sphere, like you said, in your peace, and be part of the flow of goodness. Be vessels, be part of the flow of goodness into the world.
Thanks for joining us, brothers and sisters. We'll be here tomorrow.
Well,
and we're into the countdown now.
Countdown till the election next Tuesday, but you can vote early.
You can vote. Get the app. You can see how many people are waiting in line.
Right.
Okay, kids.
Have a great day.
Ciao, babies.